Helal lan sana. Bu ne oğlum? Ne? Hani BBL forman?
Ne?
BBL forman nerede?
Lan böyle forma mı var?
Salak şeyde halı sahada yaptırdık ya.
Bana yaptırmadın.
Nasıl yaptın? Sen de giydin ya oğlum.
Ben gelmiyorum ki haftaya.
Lan hayır, Kıbrıs'taki halı sahada.
O bana olmadan çıkardım. Başlıyor mu?
Dur başlıyor gel.
Hani ya 2+1 yok mu?
Ne 2+1?
Yazmış gel
Ben sana bir şey yapacağım, ayarlayacağım.
5'ten de 1 aldım.
Şunu alsana, şuraya koysana. Ne 5'ten 1 aldın lan?
Hadi oğlum helal oğlum. Helal. Hadi başladık oğlum helal.
Başladık harbi başladık ha.
Yolluyoruz abi.
Even an easy match for G2 to be honest. What is surprising me is
Hay
Aslan's
amına
move
koyayım.
over to the Omen. So the last time they played here, Lego was the one taking Omen.
Hadi
Aslan
bakalım.
was the top fragger.
Kemal onun LED'i niye çalışmıyor?
Bro da diyorum ki
Neydi?
T'de 5 round olsak
And
kazandık
it's
maçı.
very unusual as
doğru.
well to see Raze played on Haven. So perhaps now they're just normalizing
Ben 13-11 bizde diyorum bu map'e.
Sen ne diyorsun ya?
Treat the game much more seriously and look at the compositions they've got versus what they're
Ses veriyorum sesi abi. Hadi bakalım
want
bismillah.
that smoke early. Early aggression up through A long from G2 as they get some control with the
Oo be hızlı oynadık. Bayağı hızlı oynadık.
fight heads on. I think he's just passed straight past
Çok güzel lan.
Cypher. Oh, that's
Helal.
a big problem. As
Nice.
Aslan opens up B, Cypher has made
Helal
it
oğlum,
completely
ha.
Aslan üstüne oğlum.
Öldüremedi öbürünü.
Oh,
Lan.
I think he's just been spotted.
Aman ha.
David P just saw him.
Helal lan Rus.
Helal Rus.
This is good though so far. The G2
Helal
Benimki ne
lan.
yapıyor?
the round.
Helal oğlum helal lan. Tamam David P kaldı o dilenecek.
Helal
olsun.
oğlum.
But
Çocuklar, bu oyunu
David P,
bitirmiş
he has to be
bundan
oh so
sonra.
careful now. They started to push forwards.
Güzel. Çok güzel. Eko ele aldık. Harika başladık abi.
That was
Maşallah
a
ortada
little bit
kalmış
odd
bir de.
because we had
Maşallah evet
to-
ortada kalmış.
Sen anlatıyor musun yoksa?
Yok anlatmıyorum. Zaten İngilizce caster'lar var ya.
Get the flank out.
He.
I think
Bana
he's gonna
gelmiyor
comment
lan.
like, oh, I've got.
Nasıl
I've
sana
got-
gelmiyor?
I've got
Sen
a
ne duyuyorsun?
Just don't die. Just you know, we got this.
Çocukların
And then
DC'de
everything-
mi? Ben nereye aldım bu çocuklar? Karşı takım
Salak
taktik
ne
yapıyor.
duyacaksın ya?
İngilizce
But
taktik
as a
yapıyor
really good
karşı
start for
takım.
BBL,
ama.
they had that just straight mid aggression up through B. A Cypher that had a flank but was cut short. But even without that,
Biri
Rus
taktik yapıyor
double
oğlum.
opening
Tamam oğlum,
was
geliyor
safe.
sana
That was
işte.
absolutely
Go go diyor
Now
bana.
manages to
Ne
get
go go go diyor amına koyayım.
And I don't think this is the kind of game
Gelmiyor
where
ya.
BBL can take any
Karşılan
risks.
tesisine
Taksana
They've got to be
öbüründe.
coming through and just playing this gameplay. Buying up the majority of the time. CNET, who's their operator player,
Geliyor mu
obviously
şimdi?
taking over money
Geliyor.
and just playing
Ha.
with the
Şimdi
ghost.
geliyor.
But I don't expect any more than just one eco play. Their operator can do it, but outside of
şimdi
that,
şimdi iyi.
even up against pistols, you're going to need those rifles to deal with them for the most part. I also
Ses açık oğlum.
With
Daha
With a
Sami
jet,
baksana bir
bail
sesi
out
açayım mı daha?
immediately, And
Bakayım.
obviously a ghost in hand. Do whatever you like.
He can be the point man. No
Bir
risk
tık daha açabilirsen iyi
losing a
olur.
weapon.
Tamam.
Get some extra information if he does go down, but aim are given. He could be walking away with some kills at the same time. Kara checking all the
Biz
corners and pushing his
konuştuğumuzda
way out through
bastırıyor.
short, but the site's
Ses
going to be
yok.
secured
Anladım.
completely. G2,
Bastırsın, onda
they
sıkıntı
didn't
yok.
want to put anyone towards A. They will pay the price for it,
Tamam.
but it's a nice sneak in from BBL. and
Tertemiz
now they just
girdik
wanna
yalnız ha.
defend and pick up whatever
Oğlum
kills
bunlar
they
ne
can
yapıyor
now.
G2? Nasıl bir retake düşünüyorlar?
There's been huge changes.
Bu exit beklemek.
Ha
dediğimiz.
bunlar aynen bunlar
BBL,
exit bekliyor
what they were
tamamen.
playing with previously, but in terms of comfort zone, I think
Ben
we're
de
seeing
diyorum,
the
ne yapıyorlar
versatility
amına
of
koyayım?
these
Bak
players
abi
that-
sonraki elde
As far as I
bizimkiler yine
remember,
Spectre
CNET
oynamak
was the
zorunda.
Cypher.
Spectre
Evet.
Now Kiro's on that role.
Bir de
As I
boş
said
yere
before,
kill verip
we'd seen Aslan, we'd seen
ultisi
Lego
de
play
vermiyorlar
the
ha.
Omen and Aslan on Raze.
Ama olsun biz bunları sikeriz yine.
Bak
Hiç
Sova
sıkıntı
ölür.
yok.
Sova'yı öldürürüz. Sova
I
öldü
really
büyük
love this.
ihtimal.
You saw that, right? Omen
Hadi
shot
be.
this
Bir yerde
now.
kaldı
Ölmedi.
ama.
What do? They go, okay, don't risk
Abi.
it, don't use any guns. We're not going to push it. We'll actually just wait
Hadi oğlum,
X
Rus-
out the
Rus'un
site
silah
all the way
almasınlar
around.
ya. David P.
Now, David
Oo
B
iki
does
tane adam
manage to get
öldürdüler
one
bize.
at least. Artist has found Lego at the same time, so some weapons will be secured
Tamam
for
biz
this.
aldık yine.
Tamam aldık zaten
Sen
onu.
niye sevinmedin?
Bana-
Sıkıntıya girdin.
Adamlar
Easy
şey
enough
yaptı
round
ya.
for BBL.
Oğlum nasıl kulaklık bak bu kulağından düşüyor beni tribe
Nasıl
soktu.
kulağından düşüyor oğlum?
Bu ne kulaklık? Bu
Helal oğlum. Aa çok kötü bunlar.
normal şöyle takmalık yok mu ya?
Is quite difficult.
Amına koyayım. Kemal gene sıkıntı yarattın 2 dakika.
hadi
sonra,
maç!
amına koyayım ya.
Çerez merez niye koymadın buraya? Böyle
Ya
maç mı
orada
izlenir
amına
ya?
Ya pezevenk nargile kafede misin amına koyayım?
İyi fikir ha nargilede.
Oğlum
Özgür,
yok mu?
Özgür söylerim ya nargile yapmasın.
Because Mixwell is here as well, right? And he has the exit strategy potentially with that dash. So he started to get aggressive, move up forward, then bails back, gets spotted towards the spawn
Şimdi
side.
bak
But
şimdi
this
işte
means now that potentially Artist is going to be left completely unchecked.
Yeah, it might be a bait, right? So
Helal
that's
olsun.
Phantom, but either way, as it
Geldi
starts
mi?
getting to
geldi
B,
geldi.
Lego's able to
Şimdi
get
işte
one,
havaya girdim ya.
but
Şimdi
his
mola
teammate
girdim.
fell around him at the same time. They're going to be blocked off by the Sage. We'll
Güzel
see
kill
what
aldık
pushing
mı?
just yet.
Cino ölmüş.
İlk hareket
And Arnis, he
gösterdim
does pick one
Sova'da.
up.
Senin
Heroes
mi?
on the force.
Lego'ya gösterdim bir
They're
iki
going to try and
şey.
recon and find some
O
information
kendine
in,
doğru attığın şok oku mu?
using the drone.
Özel oklar var benim.
Ha yayında da göstermiyorsun
Where one
sen.
plays
Kapatıyorum
final.
yayını.
But already Patatech started to move away, so he's not going to be
Eli
affected by anything just yet. And BBL just being
verdik
picked apart
gibi
one
ya.
at a time here, right? This
Ha?
is what ended up
Gibi
happening.
gibi.
They got
Gibi
slowed
gibi.
down by everything. They started to move around positions, but then they all got
Cino
split up at
yaşıyormuş
the
ya.
same time.
And last time BBL managed to find 5 rounds.
Semih,
on the
oradan
attacking
sızdın
side,
kanka.
but of those two, well, went exactly
Ama
like
oradan
this,
CT'ye
2-0.
sızsaydı daha iyi değil
So in
miydi?
terms of their buy rounds,
Buraya
they're not
girdiler bu arada.
incredibly
Net
solid.
girdiler buraya.
Never stringing them together either, just finding one and
Semih,
then
direkt vur
falling
oğlum
down
onu.
right afterwards. So there's definitely a little bit of
oğlum
concern
Semih.
there if it
Hadi
does
oğlum
start to
Semih.
repeat the same way, but we're in very early
Double
days.
pick,
Fifth is spotted up
bir
there,
anda ona.
close right. He knows exactly what's going on, ready to take that duel, and CNET didn't quite have the operator in hand. A
Orayı
nice little double
çeklemediler.
for him on site, an operator saved
Yo
forward,
gördü şey aslında.
and with that,
Kameradan
Yok görmediler ya.
Cino.
Are G2 now double
Cino
up?
zıpladığında gördü ya.
I believe Artist still had
Görmedi
guns.
abi. Görse öyle çıkmaz amına
He's
koyayım.
got a Phantom in hand now, so maybe he swapped.
Bence görmedi.
Olur oğlum öyle,
Pass
olur öyle
over, so
ya.
obviously just for that round and what they want to do.
Oğlum
That
saniye.
was before the action started happening towards B. I guess what they were doing, you saw Mixel spam with the Phantom, they try and make the Mixel with the Phantom
Böyle
there.
havaya
Just like Artist then back it up and then he sits in
Kirve
position,
sokun.
waits for someone to poke across. Now Mitch, you mentioned about G2 and their win rate at the moment, at least on this.
Herkes bağlı bekliyormuş. Milli maç gibi izleniyor şu an. Aynen.
Put me on the spot there. Look, I've
Sokaklara
got my
dökeceğiz
stats
bugün
ready.
belli
So the
oldu.
last time was
Buradan
Prodigy.
Arda Can'a
in that
selam
Vitality
olsun yeniden.
Grand
Kerem,
Final. I was
teşekkürler.
talking
Siz de
about
hoş
it.
geldiniz.
67.
Eyvallah.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago. It was,
Tamam,
over
sıkıntı
a
yok.
month
El verdik
at this
ama
stage. No, actually.
problem değil şu an.
One day short of a month.
Oradan bir killlerimizi... Lego
Quite a
görmedin mi
while
lan?
for Valorant times.
Gördü galiba.
I don't know.
Gördü çaktırmadı galiba.
But that was with the old composition as well, where they had the
Gelmiş.
brimstone. David P opening it, wall goes up, the spam.
Helal aslan.
Nice lan!
Over. They try and peek and
Bir
get
şey
out.
söyleyeceğim. Bu
4-3
çok iyi oldu.
var,
Çok iyi oldu.
4-3.
Sakin sakin. Daha zaman var.
Mixwell does on the jet. He had to just run and ran right into the bullets.
Yeah, got himself the first kill, got a little bit too hungry for more, tries to use the
Buradan var ya C'ye
That wasn't
döndürürsek
gonna
işte o
work
zaman
out.
bence çok iyi olur. Bekleyip
Now
A mı
the one-man
gireceğiz?
disadvantage. Sage is already
Aynen.
gone. Problematic for these guys.
Aa
but
dönüyoruz.
the weaponry is certainly in the hands of G2.
Bayağı
Can they
laflı
make the
sözler.
most of it? We'll be finding out real soon.
Sen benim
Lego
maşallah
starts
gördün
to
mü?
work his way.
Güzel fake,
We'll
güzel
see, we'll
fake.
see if anyone's pushing up anywhere just yet. Being ever so cautious.
Lego, koy
rightly
oku.
so. They hadn't had
B'deki
any
de
presence
dönsün
towards
oraya.
C just yet. Like, we
Çok
don't
iyi
split,
taktik
so
bu
you
arada.
try and push on
Çok
A,
güzel
or
oğlum.
tertemiz ha,
A'daki de döndü.
tertemiz ha.
Tertemiz ha.
Fake looks like it's being sold here.
Şu an out
Mixwell
mind
starts to
ya
have an idea
direkt.
that this could be going on.
Anladın mı sen yaptığımız olayı?
It's a long
Anladım ya.
Ne
rotate
yaptık?
though.
Outplay.
Oh yes.
O ikisi.
Artist is waiting for him before
Out
he starts to
mind,
make a
outplay.
move and
Tamam yani ne yaptık?
realize now at the sound
Yani
of the bomb
o
being
tarafa
planted.
Aram dedi ki şey gibi düşün.
Great job
Yer
done. That's the
değiştirdi.
heel pop.
Onlar
Double
A'ya
wall goes in a little bit
boşalttı.
late, I
A'ya
think.
girdiler
So it
çok.
might have broken
Öbürleri
as Mixwell was on top
Kaldı
of it.
abi.
It did. So he's straight on through, looking for the fight with two players there. He
Bunlar da
tried to
tanıdık
shut
mı?
down the bomb,
Değil
but
mi?
unfortunately
Nice
that spike
oğlum.
is still going to be
Gelsin çocuk.
planted. Good damage by
Allah
Russ.
affetsin.
Ne oluyor? Helal!
Helal! There to save the day and close it out.
G2
İşte
en
bu
iyi
kadar
takım şu
ya.
an.
Nice attempt
Avrupa'nın.
there.
Kim var,
Quick
tanıdık biri var
retake
mı?
from
Tanımazsın
G2, but
Patitek falan var.
BBL
CS'den
held on
oyuncular.
strong. They knew exactly what was
Takip
working
edin.
out there.
Şey var, David
Lego
P var,
shot that
Mixwell
fake
var.
perfectly.
Ardis, Pit.
Maxwell tanıyorum.
Maxwell değil lan Mixwell.
Vallahi onun nickini
3-1
biliyorum.
and
Mixel
O
G2
TC
Maxwell.
değil mi amına
They will
koyayım?
have some
Dondurma amına koyayım Maxwell.
Vallahi onu tanıyorum.
I am just taken
Eski
aback by the fact
neyin
that,
eski oyuncu? Zul oyuncusu değil mi eski o?
Mixwell
generally when
mi?
it comes to the attacking side, you're looking at when they start there a 90% win rate
Beni tahrik etme ya.
that's-
Yanlış bir şey söyleyeceğim şimdi.
in rounds. They win 90% of the rounds that they play on the attacking side. That's pretty nuts.
Valorant 10 lira
And
başın
so
için teşekkürler
when you
abi.
look at their
İyi
defensive
gidiyoruz, iyi
side,
gidiyoruz. 3-1 şu an.
so long as they can
Bu
do
takım daha
as
hiç
they did
yenilmedi mi?
before and
Hiç
Bu
yenilmedi.
muydu? G2.
18
more
0
comfortable
aynen.
spot in buy rounds, BBL will fall behind significantly when we swap over. I think really I want to see like a 9-3 for BBL before I can
Karısı
believe them
Eko
in
şu an.
taking this map.
Yo.
Yok Eko değiller. Ama bu eli alırsak 5-1 bu arada.
That's certainly
Ya bak
Tabii
amına
canım.
kodum. Random tarama.
Piff just spamming through.
Tamam smoke bitiyor ga. Birazdan bitiyor smoke.
You'll find the
Çok
drone at
güzel,
least.
çok güzel toplandık.
Not able to
Cino
track
aç
the rest
skopunu
of them.
oğlum.
Doesn't have
Açtı
the
skopunu
information how
Cino.
many are there just yet. Gets rid of the
Gördü.
recon
Girdik,
dart
girdik,
straight
girdik,
away.
girdik,
Now
girdik.
sees
Nice.
Çok güzel bir oğlum be.
on those CNED ready and waiting for him. Patatek's able to find
Tamam,
Kiro,
tamam.
who's trying to push around. But the C site is secured.
Tamam yerini aldı ya.
Evet,
Helal
Aslan.
Aslan.
Aslan in a good spot. Mixer comes jumping through though, fast and furious, looking for some more. He expects them to be trying to go aggressive at mid.
David P on the rotate over, secures their back, knows that they're
kaldık ya.
completely safe at this point
Yapma,
as they start to
tarama,
move towards the
tarama.
site.
Oy!
Last bullet in the bag on the backside, and he gets another through the
Nice be
smoke, a
oğlum.
double kill.
Aslan ya.
And with that,
Helal!
BBL take a fourth.
Yalnız snap attı bildiğin gördün mü Rogu?
Chances and they're one
O
to
Rogu
the
vuruşu
big
diyebilir miyiz?
way.
Aynen öyle smoke vuruşu.
Zaten
Smoke
oradan
vuruşu.
çıkacak değil mi
Elle
Rogu?
koy, elle
Zaten.
koymuş gibi zınk diye vuruyor böyle. Tak. Helal oldu
Confident
be.
start coming out.
Çok
First
iyiydi,
one
çok
was just
iyiydi.
like insane.
Ben de tam boşa tarama diyordum amına koyayım.
Last
Gets it on the last bullet.
Birini daha
Goes in for the
Bak şu,
reload.
şu.
Walks away, and then he
Aslan
goes, "Why not? Let's do it
aslan
again."
parçası.
What's the worst that can happen? They can't see me.
same spot and everything. That one just hurts
Wait,
to
ne diyor?
watch. BBL 4-1 up. A hell of a start for them now, just up against the Pistols.
Hiç duyulmuyormuş.
And
Bir
this
tık
is-
arttırdı ya.
What should be a
tık
fairly
daha
one-sided
arttırdım.
round. A lot of ults available. G2 if they want to use them. They could be walking in with a
Aslında
decent
görüyor musun?
start. I think Mixwell's already popped his.
Ne var ya?
So he's got his
Gönül
knives
gözü
ready.
açık ya.
Karate
Gördü,
pose coming
Kapının
down middle. He's
arkasında
ready
ama
to go. Knives at his side, ready to
Bir dakika,
shoot into
kim
someone's
o?
head. And there it
Abi
is.
Mixwell.
Lego's the first one to disappear. Now he's managed to
Silah
upgrade.
aldı,
I love
kaçtı
this look.
ya.
He's falling
Ekolarda
back.
amına
And
koyayım.
he's going to probably give that phantom to one of his teammates. Because he's got his knives.
Smart decision if
Şunu yememiz
he
kötü oldu.
does.
Lan.
Gives them more of an
Biz
opportunity in a
seyirci
round
olarak
like
sıkıntı
this
yok.
for them to
Biz
bounce
sıkıntı
back. Oh,
Nice oğlum.
Patatek if he could have
Tamam
hit.
durdurup başlatacağım mı?
They're trying to gain some control back here. The Sage wall goes up though.
Çok güzel.
Five comes in. Oh no, they've got to
Allah.
be careful.
Allah.
So
Tamam.
going through. Some damage
Neler
already
oluyor?
taken. They're being pushed from all directions. Now the pressure's on. BBL don't know what to do.
Baba toplanıp girmemiz
Sinez
lazım
missing
artık.
his shots. That's causing some trouble. Two players are
Helal.
very low.
Helal oğlum
HP, but
Aslan. Dikkat.
manages to open up C.
Çok güzel be oğlum be.
Almost took him. It almost did, but unfortunately,
Onu da vurdu.
Aslan continues to frag. As he eventually falls, they
silah.
realize no one else is here.
Tamam sıkıntı yok sıkıntı yok.
Now what to do from this point? Well, it's a recon
Bunlar
dart out
save'e
towards the
gidelim.
site, about to spot one. They now know this player's towards long.
Tamam, yok
The
orada
operator
kimse.
was hurt as
Güzel,
well, which they're
10
going to
saniye.
presume is on the jet.
David P
And now they
arkadakini
know where the
oynadı,
last two
Lego'ya.
players are, with the spike being planted in a 2 versus 3.
2 ve 3.
In on the revive to Patatek.
Winnable
They
mı
can now
winnable?
come in through the
Winnable,
double
winnable.
doors, in through the garage. And look to get
O
this
hepsi
round
short
under their
oynuyor.
belt.
Hepsi short oynuyor. Cino.
They all seem to be attacking from the same way on G2, so they're just going to push through full force.
Bir de üç.
Patatek finds himself the first. Oh, a
Hadi
huge
oğlum.
miss. Sinez
Bu bir.
looking for the ult, but he lands the heady. Looking for more. Throws out all the darts. This isn't working out, and this finishes him off.
anti oğlum,
A
anti,
huge
anti,
round
anti,
from
anti.
G2. Chaotic from start to
Orada
finish.
Q'ya
They applied the
basmasaydı
pressure
keşke
on
ya.
the BBL,
Zıplamak yerine
and they
sağdan
could
da
not handle it.
direkt sağ klik yapabilirdi bence.
That one missed flick down
Güzel,
below if he
güzel.
gets
Olsun.
that or if he waits a second on the
Eko
updraft.
verdik,
That
Nazar,
could have been
nazar.
his, but unfortunately Sined not
Aa,
able to
adamı
get
da
it on the
biliyorum da
board, so
ara.
G2 do rock
Ama
it.
nazar
Second.
boncuğu kanka bu nazar
And
boncuğu.
we see, look, it took a lot of ultimates.
oldu.
It cost their ulti economy a lot, but that was
Kafamda
just pistols
çeviriyorum
outside of
zannediyorum.
it. He doesn't miss that. Maybe it would have been his, who knows. We'll never find out.
Ulan
the answer.
Kemal mizaj ya.
Could he have won the clutch in the 1v1? As now we come into round number 7. And we're obviously going to see the full investment from G2, but the rounds 1 up
NT,
BBL can do
NT.
much the same. Their ultimates are fairly light. They can at least get some info with the
Hemen
Omen.
NT'nin anlamını
Or if they
söyleyelim.
find no
Nice
info
try.
Cypher, but that ain't happening
Nice
today.
try bilmeyen arkadaşlar için.
David P on
Nice
the
try
wall,
ne demek hocam?
and he's immediately bailing out.
güzel
He's not making the
deneme.
mistake he did last time.
İyi
Yeah, he
denemeydi.
was
Olsun.
avoiding
Moralini
standing
bozma
on it.
gibi
Aynen öyle.
Being found.
algılanabilir.
Grab the ult orb. He's got time for it as well, and certainly beneficial up on the stage.
SC var bir de.
O ne?
BBL
O
still though.
yenilirsek görsün.
Towards the stage side. Kiro checking the corners. Shock dart goes out. They're well aware that there's more than a couple of players now here. Unable to connect with
Çok
anyone
güzel
just
ama
yet.
iki
Artist,
kişi daha var
he
orada. Oraya
overextends,
girmek
he
bir tık
does some
sıkıntı
damage, but
olabilir.
he can't find the kill. He gets healed
çok
up as
kötü
well
yerini
there for
istedi.
Kiro. So Kiro's
Ah,
looking
kaçırdı.
real pretty. Mixwell missing a shot that he really needs to hit. And
Ah,
the second one
vurmamış
goes
lan.
down
Ah,
as
Kiro
well.
helal.
Has to remove the tracking dart. He's trying to get himself into a good position. Finally landing the shots.
Çok iyi lan
Panic
Lego.
as well, but Lego he's
Onu da
not
vurdu.
done.
Onu da vurdu. Helal.
Gol be.
Now it's all on
Helal
Pip.
aldım.
1v1. 1v1. Sakin.
V1. He's up at
Semih'in sevdiği eller
full
kanka.
health. Phantom in hand.
Hadi be.
Oh, here we go. Split
Oh.
screen. This hit that splits the head straight
Ent.
off his opponent.
Ent
Winning out the
dediğimiz.
round with a defuse.
Oğlum.
And putting G2 on
Allah
3.
ping farkı var.
Acele
İyi,
pikledi
ekonomileri
ya.
bozuluyor.
He's gonna go
Ekonomileri
save an
bozuluyor kanka.
operator by
Bomba
the looks
kurdu.
of it.
Bir şey söyleyeceğim. Almanya bayrağı var ama G2 bildiğin Avrupa Birliği abi.
He was just going on a walk, stretching
Bir
his
tane
legs.
Alman oyuncuları var.
Anyway, Mixwell died in sight and he had the operator, so.
Takım menşei Alman
Takım
oyuncularından
Alman
olabilir. Evet.
ya.
Maybe that was
Olabilir.
just miscommunication on what it was.
Aslında G2 Ocelot'un takımı değil mi?
Either way,
Evet.
2 rounds in a row
Ocelot
now for
İspanyol
G2.
ama merkezi
They're
Almanya
coming
mı
down
yapmış?
though, right to the wire, right? That
İlginç.
1v1 just then. The bust onto the A site. There was 3 players on A and they still couldn't hold it for G2.
Bu neresi lan?
İspanya'da kurulmuş.
Bu ne lan?
We found
Ama
a bear.
Alman
There's a bear
base'i.
on every map. For those of you that don't know, you just have to go.
Fransa mı?
Look really hard.
Takım
to
Almanya'da
find
kuruldu diyor bak Şükrü.
Ha, takım
Alman
Almanya'da
yani.
kurulmuş.
studio every day. That you guys can look not as hard to find.
G2
You don't have to know flip. It's there's not that much space for us to hide it really, unfortunately.
We'll start putting it in obscure locations.
We can put it in like the city of Hamburg somewhere.
Send someone to go find
Eko
it.
muyuz? Ekoyuz. Aa çok iyi timing.
Difficult Easter egg hunt.
Gir abi gir.
Pistols only, the sheriffs. Spammed out like crazy. They're quickly going to push up though. They've gone through to see window. Mixwell holding strong.
Maxwell's being darted. It's pretty dangerous from that position. But luckily,
orada ya.
Palisek was there to just keep them back.
Bu el
Like,
biraz
no
zor.
swing on him.
Ay.
Hardest position. He's spraying through that smoke. Starts
Güzelmiş.
wrecking the first two,
Ne
but
kadar
can't get the
adam
last.
düşürsek o kadar kar abi.
His weapon won't be picked up though. That's at least. the
Var mı bir
benefit
diggle'ım
now.
daha?
The rest of his
Olsun
teammates start
enti.
to push round. Spike on the floor. It's only the
Aslan
open
yok mu
left.
lan
Aslan
bir diggle
gibi
şovun?
ama.
Now Aslan's been able to pull off some crazy shots.
Nice bu bir.
Does get one, but he's very low on health. And that's not
Enti.
going to work out for him.
Olsun.
Piff manages to catch him. 4 for 4. And
Anti-
G2
Ama
Senin
mantıklı olan
armor'ı
CS
Starting
gibi
to find their
yapmaları.
groove,
Fnatic
starting to
İngiliz
get back
takımı
into it now.
ama İsveç bayrağı. Ne
was
bayrağı?
certainly looking scary from the aggression that BBL was able
İsveç
to
bayrağı
show from the
kullanıyorlar.
beginning there.
Abi Feyi, Erdal abi. Çok karışık ya bunların kadroları.
Such a nice shot
İki
there.
tane yok yani
Damage
aynı
pushes them
milliyetten
forward.
adam. Hepsi ayrı şeyden, ülkeden.
Hey, a little bit of damage from BBL. They took away
Yayın
a couple
donmuyor
of
arkadaşlar. Ya
weapons. It's
onların
4-4
yayın
to
donuyor.
get their
Benim yayın
investment
donmuyor
through.
şu an. Sıkıntı yok.
See exactly what they can do. Definitely a
4-4
disadvantage in
oldu.
terms of the
Bizler
youth economy.
Türk.
We mentioned before that G2
Evet, bizler.
solid as can be on the attacking side.
Durdum, bunu mu
90%
söyledin
of the
amına
5 games that they've played.
Güzel
Güzel
Çok
aldı güzel.
eski.
Ha, bize bir el daha yeter bize bak.
Güzel vuramadı.
Again, the benefit of having that jet in play.
Yüksel
Jet'in
kaçırıyor
dişi-
bugün bayağı.
He tagged him at the save.
Peki Miswell mi Ferit?
Did the heal already.
Mixwell mi Cino mu diyorsun?
So now when they push
Yok
in,
Miswell oldu anladın?
Anladım
directly
Sami.
have it available.
Oo. Sağında mizaj da var.
var.
Şimdi bak şimdi
Check
izle.
the corner.
Ama
Absolutely
işte
for free.
Semih'in
Patatek's
ona
able to
bakması
pick up
lazım
one.
ya.
The ult as well on Artis in with another frag. Sage
Oğlum bu
makes it
adamlar lan
through the
düşman
window.
olması.
Hayır
But at what
başlıyor buradan.
cost? They've already lost two of their
Kırmızı
players,
değil mi oğlum
one of which
karşıda?
had the
Evet,
ult
biziz,
online.
biziz.
The other ult in play is for
Kero,
Kero?
Kero gördü
Kero?
That
sıkıntı yok.
important. He has to
Nice,
find
Helal
çok
Kero.
güzel oğlum.
There we go. Two.
Açtı,
As you completely
açtı.
open C. Now that
Babacım,
ult can go through to find
gol.
the
Ver
save.
oğlum.
The
Yus
final
oyna
piece
C'ye.
of the puzzle on the defense.
İşte bu kadar.
Cino da şeyi vurdu.
Helal.
David'i vurdu. Let's go. Helal.
That ult. Seen it getting the last kill, and that was a
Helal
huge
oğlum!
round for them. It
Hızlı,
wasn't
hızlı,
looking
Kero
like it
hızlı,
might
güzel
have
oldu.
gone so well for them at the
Ya
beginning
yine
there.
oğlum böyle sürekli donuyor. Şu düzgün
Evet
yayın
kanka.
verirler.
They've grabbed the 5 rounds that you said they got last time on their attacking side, Mitch.
Ferit
How
1080'den
much further can they
720'ye
push
çekin
this?
istiyorsun.
Otomatik
Ben öyle
mi
yaptım,
yapsam
bir şey
acaba?
yapmadı. Donmamaya başladı.
Tamam 720 yaptım.
Hopefully a little
Bu
bit
da bir
more.
tık kömür ama ya
It wasn't
Sami.
enough last time when they played each other as a set.
Ama donmuyor.
G2 were gonna be
Böyle.
Az önce de çok donmuyordu aslında. Arada bir stutter giriyordu.
It means a lot to them. It's still a full
1080
investment
devam
from
ya.
G2. They've got everything to work with. Mixwell, very passive angle compared to what he
Oğlum
usually
fenaymış
plays at.
ha.
But they're making up for it. A Cypher push straight down C long. The cam that spots out nobody's here. He's free to swing. And with that, they know it's not C. They can start moving players towards the B and A side stacks. As David P is currently alone on A, that could be a
İki
big
tane
problem
double door.
for them.
Tamam,
They need to
güzel info.
react to the information they've got.
A'ya
With Pith
hafiften
already
sızalım.
having
Şu an
that
A'ya çok
intel,
rahat
I
gireriz.
would have imagined they'd at least have
Evet,
2A,
Sage tek
2B
başına
at
alamaz
this
bu
point, if
Evet
not
de
more.
sova
Orada şorta
dönecek.
yürüyor.
Sova dönecek. Şorta yürüyor lan. Hadi lan Cino. Cino aç skobunu. Cino aç skobunu. Hayır hayır hayır hayır. Gördü.
Açtı.
Gördü.
Timing.
Tamam siktiler ki bunu
Looks the
burada.
wall
Bir
line.
dakika
Helal
Cino
olsun.
vurur ki.
From
Cino
that
vurur.
angle, that's exactly what happened.
İğme
CNET
hesaplamadı.
makes it super easy for himself.
Tamam tamam aldık böyle.
They're just going to bundle into the A site once again. They've had a
Tamam,
lot of
arka
success
Cino'da.
here.
Çok iyi bu arada. Bu elde alırsa.
G2 just
Alacağız,
making the
alacağız,
wrong
alacağız.
reads on how this is going.
I mean, I understand.
Tamam ama T avantajı
having
ya bura.
your two
Hayır
players
be abi,
still
TT
towards the B
avantajlı.
side.
Bence
but leaving
bu adamlara
David
karşı T
alone
avantaj
A,
söyleyeyim.
first
Bu
of all,
adamlar da T'yi
seems
oynayacak.
crazy. When you know C
4
long is
kişi
clear, it's
korudu
a
abi.
50-50 chance.
Gelmiyorlar
Pith
bak,
is ready to
koruyorlar
instant
C'den.
flank B. So the main threat is A. Because if
Mantıklı.
you lose your player there, well, then they just walk on and take it
Yeah.
for free. It's a very difficult site to retake as well because it's just two
çok
choke
zor
point
almaları
angles,
zaten
one of which you have to
bomba
jump
patlamak
out of if
üzere.
you go up to
Ha,
seven.
şeyi koruyor.
So
Bir de kuruldu ya
you're
bizimkiler.
not getting out of there easy.
Silahlarını
Sova
koruyorlar.
ultimiz falan
And then
var.
to send David P aggressive, it just furthers the risk for what seems like very
Mesela
little
bu roundda
reward.
Sova ultisiyle
Okay, yeah,
açsak
if he
bir
sees
Ben
yerden.
bu
it's
arada
clear, it's great,
bilmediğimden
but if
değil.
he
Arada
dies, you lose the
chatte
round more
yeni
than
izleyenler var ya. onlara
especially
öğretelim
considering the
yani.
state their
Şey
economy
gibi
was
böyle.
in. They didn't really have
Onlara
the
niye falan diye
credits to
dalga
go in for that
geçiyoruz.
retake. So
Hepsi
I don't get it.
biliyor
It was a little bit
Sage
wild,
bu
a little
arada
loose.
ultisini açacak bizim.
4 saved weapons
Bir kile veya
though
bir
from
orba
that round.
ultisi
The
geliyor.
G2, they need to make some sort of an attempt at bringing that back into line before it spirals out of control. BBL showing us a very strong attacking side. and
Lego
it's
şu
seen
Sage'i bir
leading the
öldürsen ultiyi
charge.
kullanmaz.
Aslan's been the
Ultiyle
one
var ya.
opening up the
Kısacağım.
sites though in style.
Tamam bir tık kıstım.
Yeah, for Aslan, he was a participant in a lot of the opening duels for this team last time that they played as well. That was with a Raze, mind you, so it's a little bit different, obviously, but no, he's making it work here as well. I'm quite impressed by BBL,
Ah be.
what they've been able to do.
Yakalasak güzel olurdu.
Ult being used on the Sova, trying to trace them through the walls.
Güzel bir tane vurdu galiba. Değil mi? Yok vuramamış.
Aynen aynen biri şeyi Cypher'a
vurmuş, aynen.
hapsoluyor.
Success found though.
Ha orada değilmiş.
Mixwell not
Dish
able to
yok,
hit these
Dish'lerin.
shots at the moment. And we've said this about G2 many times. When Mixwell
Ama
has one of
yine
these
small
slow
bastı,
games
şimdi
against it,
Abi
starts to
herif
become very
small
hard for the
bastı
rest of the
vurdu
team
ya.
to get going into it.
Neyse orba alıp
Tamam,
kaldırır.
aynen
ya.
aynen ultisi var bizimkinin.
That dominant G2 lays dormant while he's
Direkt
doing
kaldır
this.
hatta orba aldı kaldıracak şimdi.
Revive
Da
comes
smoke
up.
bitebilir. Tamam
Puts him
güzel
back into an
kaçtı.
even footing situation.
Bir anda A'ya çevirmedik mi?
Being
O
run
sırada
down a
Kero'lar
little bit
girmedi mi? Aynen.
You
Aynen.
can see that
Şortasız
they're just
ke...
wasting time
There
and
you go.
selling fakes
Çok güzel
on the
oldu.
BBL side, and so far, G2 have been so
Rotate'i çok yavaş
Ama
atıyor.
heaven
at
G2.
holding on to the C and B site. A 2-2 hold, even with the Cypher there. Cypher, who typically solos A. I mean, yes, the Sage can slow it down. She can play solo site. But on something so open and so hard to grab intel as the
Ay,
A
helal
bot,
görmedi.
I don't expect that to really
Helal
go
lan!
when she plays.
Sami,
And as
sen
David
öndesin.
P gets
Sus.
taken out, you see that that defense is practically non-existent at this
Ne
point.
oldu ya?
Kiro so busy trying to deal with the recon, he got shot in the back. What the hell was that? Artis has just walked in and taken a 3
Bu bir, Semih.
for free. They know where the last
Thanks,
player is.
thanks.
Paranoia through, but it's not
Yayını
even
bir-
needed as Artis just clean.
Yayını bir durdurup
Direkt
tekrar.
şeyden-
Actually, right above him, he's like, normally it'd be like
Oluyor lan.
slightly diagonal, just up in the sky a bit.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, oh god, shot it, but
Space'ten şey oluyor ya. Düzeliyor.
Tamam.
Kaç
evet.
mesela
Artis comes
şampiyon
around
sen
swinging.
de
He deals the damage. He finds himself the kills. And only one round left
Efendim?
before we swap halves. G2
Süre?
will desperately want to get that one on the boards,
18,
but it's still
17, 16.
a big
Aynen.
buy coming out from both sides. BBL not really under pressure when it comes to that side of things.
Son
They're
el.
able to keep rounds together quite neatly throughout this.
Bu eli almamız
G2
lazım.
only went on a 3-round
Bu eli alıp 7-5
overall.
yaparsak çok güzel olur.
Hissettim yani.
It's worth mentioning as well. Like obviously, Aslan. I say it's so surprising to me just because of the map we're talking about in particular and the game they had versus G2 before that he's playing the Omen. He
Ay
did
amına
play the
koyayım
Omen
ya,
quite a lot.
takılma.
Majority, I think, in his other games. There's more recent ones.
Okay.
And he's a solid entry fragger with it. It's just I really wanted to see that
Adam
raise.
oluyor lan orada.
Aynen.
Not so much on Haven. I mean, that's,
Çıkıyor ya.
that's the first time I've ever said that because it's so open. But
Çok güzel be.
pivotal role up against
Tamam,
G2
süper,
before.
biz
There's
de.
the opening. Artist spans from back yet again. But now Jet
Çok güzel Cino.
Panatek in the back, a throwing knife and a free kill. They can now get
Kero,
that
burada
spike
Kero
planted.
çok
with no
güzel
ult
be
left
Kero.
to really
En önemli
harass
kill'i
them.
aldı var
And
ya.
Kero gets his revenge, taking out Mixwell and
Tamam,
leaving that
yarraydılar.
3 versus 2. The retake for
Adamın ultisi
G2
var
with a man
yalnız.
disadvantage.
And the only
Kimin
two
lan?
kills so far come from
Karşı
Artis'
Sage'in.
ult.
Ha.
Bekleyecek ki Kero.
Him and David P on the retake. It's all or nothing for this round. Cypher Camera's going to upload all the information. They know exactly where they are. He has to
Yapma.
poke into it. Nicely done though. CNED misses a vital shot.
Kanka.
Artis pushing round. He's up at 4 kills. He's looking to seal the deal and get all the damage done.
Hadi
But
lan
now
Semih.
it's all on David
Kaldı.
P. The
Helal
revive
lan.
comes in straight away. He's got a chance of it. David P saves Artis from going down straight after it goes in. They'll
Ah
get
be
the
oğlum
round.
be.
And what a way to seal the deal.
Evet yani.
He
Teşekkür
revives
ederiz.
Artis. Straight
Olsun.
away, Lega goes back on the kill. But David P was able to fire back. 6-6 first half here.
Easy.
It was
Ha, ilk
looking
ele
scary
bakıyor.
for
Çok kötü verdik
G2
ya
at one point.
Sonel'e.
They're not out of the woods yet. BBL are looking strong.
Yeah, they most certainly are. We didn't even see the same level of depth from the G2 defense that we have in the past. That was a
İlker
much
önemli.
more controlled
Bayağı
and
önemli.
relaxed gameplay, and it works out better,
Chat,
if anything,
moral
against
bozmuyoruz
BBL,
chat.
who, as we saw, have that slow
Aynen.
attacking side.
Kötü
They
yorumlar,
like
kötü
to
yorum
self-make.
yapmıyoruz.
They like to play
Positive
a
vibe,
very,
full
very
positive vibe.
relaxed game, and that's led them
Negatiflik
to a
yok.
position where time and time again, when G2 were playing them previously, they would get aggressive
Arkadaşlar,
and
kolay
they'd run
gelsin.
right into 2 or 3
Eren'cim
players.
hoş geldin.
Hoş
Just like
geldin.
David P did on a long, or a short, excuse me. Now,
Vallahi
in
izliyorduk,
this game, they
geldim
came with a
eve.
more controlled thing.
Hoş geldin kanka.
Herif 18 vurmuş oğlum ilk yarıda ya.
Mixwell
Eli yanıyor
barely even
pezevenk.
getting involved.
Ares,
This
evet, bayağı iyi
game is
oynadı.
all artist. He has 18 kills on the board in the
yapışıyoruz.
first
Çok
half.
iyi, çok
His
iyi.
next teammate has 8th, James. That's ridiculous.
Ay.
Helal lan helal. Oğlum çok iyi be.
Aslan's there as
Bu
well.
kadar
They've gone
ya.
super aggressive on the pistol round. And G2
Ya hak
don't
ettik,
know
bu
what
meta
hit
hak
them.
ettik amına
Mitch, I
koyayım
said to
ya.
you, I want to see BBL
Ya gebertin
through some
şunu amına
aggression.
koyayım, şov
Well, that's
yapmasın ya.
exactly what they've done on the
Dilenme lan.
defensive side.
One at a
But
time.
they're walking into
Dilenmiyor
David P
diyor.
one by one. He has used his one heal though. He's still got a slow up. 35 seconds. And
Sıkıntı
his
yok
heal
ya.
will come back, but he's already at 100 health. He's walked away with 2 kills. They do need to be careful. The
Üç
sage is
kişi
still
bombaya
up.
yatsa
Their
zaten
sober
sikini
is very
bulması.
low.
Aynen aynen.
He has to be able to get the spike at the same time. It's not impossible for David P to do. But what I would like to see him do right now is reload.
Dibe soktu bizi ama.
Yes, with 7 bullets and the fact that his opponents have probably grouped up into a 3-man army, it is definitely
bayağı
time
bombayı falan da
to
saldık.
reload. He's going to start making a move in towards C long to pick up
Garanti
that spike,
oynuyorlar ya
conscious
kanka,
there could be a
2
player
verdik
around
Evet.
absolutely any corner. And the key thing about BBL's approach is that they've got 3 players garage, right? So quick response to C or B, depending on where the spike is attempted to be
Bak
planted,
lan kapıdan
and the
gör şu
camera
adamı.
on A. And that's huge. And the camera only has to worry about short because of the tripwire.
Rus vurdu
He's
ya.
about to
Gir oraya.
run right on into one. There's a free kill. Barely any damage.
Oh,
No
ne
damage
yapıyor?
taken.
Nice
I thought he
lan.
had to heal. Even he was questioning how
Helal
he got
oğlum,
away with
çok
that
kötü
one
bunlar.
without taking a shot. And if he didn't, had the gun out.
Orospu çocuğu ayaküstü 4
Way.
top orta kastı.
Evet.
Amına koyayım.
And 67
Evet,
we go.
F5
BBL.
Hemen böyle.
Herif sağlam dilenci
David
çıktı.
P.
anasını
But
satayım.
phenomenal aggression from start to finish
Ne
there for
oğlum bu?
BBL. I just got scared, like you said, right, when they went one by one just then into David P. Just imagine if he just took the kill here and then held back instead. He thought about healing, realized I made a great error, went for the 360.
Neden
but
E
it was a
basıyor, neden
360,
Q
then
basıyor
bullets in the
mesela
back of
orada,
his
ben
head.
onu
Didn't even
anlayamadım.
get
Oğlum
the full
çünkü
turn
hani
going
üçünün
down.
de aynı yerde olmasını
7-6
beklemiyor. Bir kişi
pistol for
tutuyordur dedi
BBL.
Double Door'da işte.
G2,
İşte ilk
they
niye
might have
yapasın
been
zaten
met
full
with
HP.
aggression now.
Onu anlamadım.
Şunu basıyor.
first
Heyecan
round.
işte oğlum.
Will
Nice
BBL be
oğlum
able to
Rus.
keep it going?
Var,
var, bir
Straight
kili daha
into
var.
the first one. Artist though continues to do the damage and pick up
Aslan.
these kills. But against these type of weapons with
Bir de işte
limited way to attack back,
Aman
he's
Cino
going
geldi.
to have to
Cino.
be the aggressor in this situation.
3 ve 3.
I mean, they are completely trapped. You can see they're looking for a way out with the camera going towards the hall, trying to open up C, get some
Evet,
info so they can
var.
swing. But they've spread back. They've
O
got a
treni
little bit of
inşallah
control
düzgün
towards
atmıştır.
top mid. Now, there is a tripwire here. No doubt it'll be spotted with how slowly they're playing. Give it a
Üstünden
second.
zıplayabilirler mi?
There we go. And the movement forward immediately afterwards because the
Aa,
notification's
gidiyorlar.
out that that trip has
A'ya
been
gidiyorlar.
trapped.
Lego
And
yakaladın
moving on
oğlum.
in.
Yakaladın oğlum.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Yakaladı.
Detected right up behind them. He
Nice!
tripped not there, but it's an easy
Çok güzel,
double.
olsun lan,
And
olsun,
although he
çok
can't
güzel,
manage
çok
to
güzel.
finish them
O
off on the
HP ya
final
sonucu.
player, he
Helal
leaves
olsun.
with literally 12 health. He'll get a notification if they decide to push him, so that's at least a spike plant. But winning this one, I mean, hats off if he does.
Well, he does have the bulldog.
Nice!
He doesn't have the
Whoa!
health straight away.
Bravo!
Wide swing, no problem at all for Aslan. And now we're up at
Küçük
8
kalp krizleri.
rounds for
Neler
BBL.
yoruyor ya.
2 in a row wasn't really a problem for him. Did look a bit scary at one point. If that push had come through and they hadn't been found by Lego, there might have been a chance for G2.
60K izleniyoruz ha.
So smart
Karşının
here as
tehlikeli
well. Look,
çarı
he hears
kim
the
peki?
footsteps, doesn't go
Mixwell
too
kanka.
fast, instantly
Ya
finds
bu
the
maç için
spike
şey
carrier.
Sova'da.
If anyone else had the spike carrier, they would have had more of a chance. The fact they knew they had to turn around, you're just
AWP
basically
oynayan
looking at
Mixwell.
him at that point.
Aynen
Yeah,
shit.
that was quite unfortunate. For BBL, they're over the moon.
Sami.
And with an
Efendim?
8-6
Bir WhatsApp'a
scoreline,
baksana.
look, it's a good start. It's what they definitely needed. We talked about the game that they had previously, and things obviously didn't go according to plan in that one, despite a decent start to the first half. This is where things need to take a turn for the better. BBL were decent on defending rounds last time. I think they're 4-4 of the buy rounds went their way. And as we enter that would bring them to 12.
Girdik mi lan, ne oldu? Ha, onlar B'ye
And I think
girdi.
it's
Tamam,
definitely
retake
arguable they're playing
bekliyoruz.
a much better game now. You probably put it down to the lack of the raise that they've got. I know I said I wanted to see it. That's more so just based on repeating the insane performance Aslan had with it, even though this isn't the map where
Güzel.
typically a raise thrives.
Tam info var.
Mixwell still landing the kills though, even though he was spotted out.
Koru.
This is not looking good for BBL. They can't find their way in. cNN will pick up one at least with the operator, but he needs to get a hell of a lot more done. He falls at the hands of Dave.
Nice
P,
one.
and Panatek will
pardon,
come in to
nice
seal
one.
the deal with the final kill.
Ulan dedim aslan mı vuruyor bana koyayım? Abi
More
çok takıldı
convincing
ya.
than any
yayın.
of their previous rounds. They need to keep this going. Keep your foot on the
Echo muyuz?
pedal and keep moving
Echoyuz.
forward. Arlish is just really far up there, way above anyone else. Mixwell, the thing is, right, how many times do we see this look
Yanlış
back
hedef.
at games from G2? And Mixwell has these games where he's just not hitting shots. But then what always happens, and this is the scary part, even if they lose or win, he just comes back and he's like, oh, okay, different Mixwell's here now.
That and the fact that G2
Bu
have the
iki.
depth that
Bu
they
ilk
can turn
maç.
around to literally any
maç
player on this
oynanacak.
roster and say,
İlk map Heaven,
I'm not fragging you,
ikinci
frag.
map
And that's no
Askent.
problem. That works out.
Grup
Okay,
maçları
this well, when
ilk
you're investing
maçımız.
that much onto an operator, you want him to
Yeah,
deliver.
that's the thing.
It's not as costly with the way this economy works.
Bu ne
So
abi,
what you would
bomboş
be used
girdiler
to if you
amına
watch
koyayım.
Counter-Strike, you'll be thinking,
Bizimkiler
okay,
ağda
well,
tabii,
operator,
stake
that's a
yapmışlar.
really expensive weapon, but it's not as strenuous because it's a little more forgiving here in Valorant.
Okey, sıkıntı yok.
Oh, this could be very dangerous if anyone had a win towards A. That's a triple stack with a shorty, I think a judge, and a sheriff. You'll be shredded if you walk into that. Look at
Şu an
this.
infoyu aldı.
Long, took it for free.
Cypher.
And look, when you've got weapons like that, C is your bomb site. You go into B, there's 50-50 angles. There's lots of close range angles you've got to take and block off for retakes. You go towards A, same thing.
Altı
That's
HP herif,
pretty sick
inanılmaz
from
ya.
David P, just shredding. But when you go to C, that's where you've got range. And up
Yeah.
against pistols, range is what you want. There's one 50-50. Once you get onto the site, you're secure. They even use the Omen TP to get over there, negating the 50-50 angle. Everything about that was
Nazar boncuğu olsun. 8-8.
Çino'da Ninja
just
denedi ya.
minimizing risk, really.
Ne yaptı lan? Ulti mi açtı
Oh,
o?
when
Ha,
did
ulti
CNET
round'un başında açmıştır.
That's depressing.
Eko
Maybe he
roundlarda
thought
ulti
he might have had
açıyor.
a way in because they were going very aggressive down C long, but tried to get close enough to try and maybe get a sneak defuse in. Wasn't going to be possible.
Önemli
Ninja
round.
this time
Evet,
around.
bu bayağı önemli round.
8-8 though, it's all
Kırılma
even.
roundu.
This is where G2 are going to look to really
Bunu
step it up a
yenilemeyiz.
notch.
Bu roundu
See,
kesinlikle almamız
so one thing I
lazım.
don't like about the Jet ult is when you pop it, if you miss a sound cue and we're not watching the player, you're not going to notice it. Because see, like here it's already activated, but it
Şimdi
remains
çekiyorlar
yellow.
değil mi? Bir şey almamışlar.
So, like,
Çekiyorlar,
CNET's
aynen.
wasted that. Now, I get it, when you're on
Çekiyor.
pistols, that's the benefit of it. It's a free rifle, basically, right? 5-bullet rifle that reloads automatically. If you manage to get a kill with that, or they push the right
Bak
side, it
A'ya
can be
hızlı
very good.
yerleştiler. Hızlı
But
oynuyorlar
unfortunately,
ya.
sometimes it's just wasted.
Güzel,
I
güzel
much
drone.
prefer it right when
Lego
you
drone'luyor.
don't have the money or you
Gördük,
maybe have
güzel.
a force buy and then you
Tamam,
get your
cheese A'da ya.
ult,
Bunu aldılar.
or it's a clutch play or something like that you want to go for, you know, when you don't have the extra ammo, you want to reload. Oh, they snuck all the way in there.
Omon fear'ına
We'll have a
dikkat
little
etsek
bit of
yeter şu an
information to
ya.
play off.
Wow.
Ult's going to be used.
Rus çok iyi oğlum.
Helal Rus.
Not able to connect too far just yet. Ross found the opening kill though. Artist trying to push back around. David P's up to his old tricks again. And this
Çok
is
iyi
brilliant from
girdiler ya,
G2.
çok
One
iyi
by
girdiler
one,
ya.
BBL are falling. And they could not get it going. They tried to
Cino!
defend, but there was
Ne
too much
yaptın
going
lan?
on around them.
There was, James. It's happening everywhere, and for G2 at the
Harika.
moment,
AP'de Heaven'da düşmesi
locking down
sevdiyemez.
A. I mean, look at this. Their post plan, they're just leaving. They're like, yeah, he's not going to come for this. Just Aslan. Don't worry about it.
This is the time we all have a
Şu
chance. I
davulu
think.
çaldırın bana çocuklar
He's
hadi.
got 2 smokes still. He could get in there and get the defuse on. The problem is it's not for free.
Yeah.
He's got that Phantom in hand.
Sıkıntı yok,
That could be
sıkıntı yok.
very
Evet,
valuable.
strese girdim.
I don't think they've got a lot of money for the next
Comeback'leri
round
severiz.
because obviously they ecoed and then, or they semi-forced.
Comeback'leri
And
severiz
then this
de
was their
karşı bayağı iyi ya.
their buy round. So realistically, you should just be saving this Phantom. But it's a shame because if he double
Daha
dropped
agresif
smokes, I
oynamamız
think
lazım
he had
bence
a pretty
bunlara
good
karşı.
shot of actually just diving down, starting
Oyunlarını
the defuse and
kurmalarına
maybe even
izin
getting
verdiğimiz zaman
Evet bir iki kişi
one of
entry'ye
those
çıkmadık
things.
bence.
If he went for
yapamıyoruz
it, I'd call
ya.
him an idiot. So
evet entry falan denememiz lazım yani.
Finally in the lead though, for the first time
21
throughout this
vurmuş herif
game.
ya.
G2 managed to get their ninth on the board. They're going to force BBL onto this low by only the saved Phantom and pistols alongside it.
yeah, I mean, ideally they're not going to be buying a whole lot.
Ne dedi adam? BBL dedi.
You could potentially see like CNET on a Sheriff. Obviously not a fan of going in for the shorty plays. We've actually got a Marshall on Karo to look for the long-range duel straight down C long. And presumably, so I sort of like this three-man stack towards the C side because you've got a Cypher. If they spot Cypher, they'll probably presume he's alone. Or possibly, maybe that's the kind of thing they're trying to sell. But in fact, he'd have a Phantom backing him up and a player in
A'ya
garage.
sızdı. A'ya girecekler.
Right on the edge with a frenzy. Close range, it could get a kill like that, but Mixwell too fast on the trigger.
Get out of my way.
Mixwell pushes through very aggressively,
Helal
then uses
Aslan.
the updrift.
Ne kadar düşürürsek okey ya. Çok iyi kör lan.
Way through. That's going to blind pretty much all of them, but not Patatek because he teleported just in time. I think he still was actually paranoid, but luckily he could see close to him. Oh, that's a whip and a half! But Karo, luckily, only good for one. As double digits are hit for
koyduk, şimdi alıyoruz,
G2, they
hadi.
continue to stroll towards their scoreline of 13, where they want to be and where BBL have so far struggled to stop them. Matter of fact, James, I
Hadi,
look
13
back at some of the
13
older games from G2, and whenever they've had the Omen instead of the Brimstone, it's been a 100% win rate the whole time, not just the last 5 in a row. So, looks like Brim was the problem.
Oğlum ne maçları döndürdük amına koyayım. Dün 10'a 2 maçı döndürdük ya.
You do see it though in the entries that they have. The
BL ya,
flash from
BL
Omen
alsa
in
kırılacak
current
kanka
state, I
adamlar.
mean, that's why they obviously swapped to him. They tried Omen way back before that update. He was alright. I mean, he had some decent depth to him, but now, with the paranoia the way it is, it's huge. If you
Hadi
enter
bir
towards one of these sides,
saçmalasana
you're
oradan.
guaranteed the
Bir
players
çıksana
are going to be
olsun
blind on a
noktan
certain angle.
Bak gene bak bu Sage sürekli midi kovalıyor. Ne yapıyor lan?
David P.
Trap'e takıldı.
Ulan şu ölse çok iyi olur biliyor musun? Ultisi de var.
Luckily stays alive. No one was able to push him. G2 are trying to work their way
Şey
across.
oynuyorlar.
Now real fast Artist wants to
Nice
push
shot,
it.
Zino, bu bir.
He's on top of it.
Helal Kero, helal lan.
This is a huge
Helal lan.
lockdown coming in for BBL.
Ona da Rus.
Çok güzel bir oldu
Nice.
be.
Helal oğlum!
Çok
İşte bu
güzel
kadar be.
be.
Ninth round secured, and BBL will not allow G2 to stretch their legs too far. Staying right on their toes, just one round behind.
Bu roundu alırsak
Still
ekolar mı?
absolutely everything to play for
Göremedim
within this.
ekonomilerini.
O paraları iyiydi
Yok
ya.
kanka ya, full 9 saydı
Tamam.
adamların hepsi.
Bir 2 round daha almamız lazım galiba.
Ya herifler taba basmıyorlar ya, ekonomi göremiyoruz kanka.
Evet ya.
Ne biçim maçı sunuyorsunuz abicim siz?
Hah
Be a buy from both sides either way.
kanka.
Bir şey diyeyim mi? Burantan
2
sonra
round.
Adam
2
Yok,
round
gene
aldı.
alırlar.
David
Gene
P's
alırlar,
got
2
red
round.
needed as well.
Bizim sıkıntı şu
Semih,
an
var lan
sıkıntı.
bir kill.
Got quite a lot to play with. I mean, both teams have the exact same ults online. You get a little bit of info gathering. I think it's most valuable really for G2 if they can find an opening pick to immediately realize where the defense is.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time that's going to give you the idea
Bunlar
to just
B'ye
fast
oynayacak
push a
gibi ha.
site. You know what agent you're facing, so you know what abilities you're going to be coming up against. Although at this point, I think you probably have a pretty good read of where your
Aha!
opponents are.
Helal lan Cino.
Helal lan
Çok
Cino.
güzel kill.
CNET is now.
Çok güzel bir
Patatek's
olay.
not quite working out as CNET gets a double.
Vurdum, vurdum.
Mixwell eliminated. Eventually goes back just to
Timing'e bak.
the
Ne yapıyor,
smokes
ne yapıyor
around,
manyak?
actually, just to get him out, but that was
güzel
unfortunate.
Rus, çok
It
güzel
faded
Rus.
the Omen when just as he went to go.
Nice!
away.
Nice oğlum,
And
güzel
luckily
trade.
Russell
Bittiler,
behind
saçmalıyorlar
trades
şu an ya.
another
4v1.
4v1.
Çok
Very
güzel,
difficult
çok güzel.
situation for Pith. And
Bunu da
what should
öldürürsek
be a
süper
10th
olur
round
aslında.
for
Ekonomi
BBL.
şey yapmayalım ya.
Even though CNED was unable to
Bizim
Bizim daha
escape,
kötü
that was
ama ya.
ultimate
Evet,
Salsınlar
o da var.
bence.
Bizim de
lockdown
kötü.
as they tried to push up into his position.
Güzel 10-10. Hadi hadi hadi hadi hadi.
BBL
İyiyiz, iyi topladık biz kanka. Silah düşürmedik bak
Bu
fazla.
map çok önemli. Bu map'i
Not much of a
alsak
chance
süper
in this,
olur
I'll be
ya.
honest. He's waiting and hoping they'll make a mistake and ideally trying to hold on to his weapon.
Askent.
Or the timing on this. Aslan has just missed
Yakalayacaksın lan
him.
Aslan'ımı galiba. Ah bir baksa
But he's not pushing out, he's not getting too greedy and aggressive.
Askent.
He's going to wait it back for now.
Kumlu değil diğeri işte.
Kumlu değil diğeri mi? O split oğlum.
Just dancing
Kumlu
around
değil
each other.
dedim.
Askent en son yeni gelen
There
mi?
we go. Spotted eventually. That allows his
Ne yapıyor
teammates to
bu?
come through and look to finish him off. 6
Yat lan
seconds
aşağı, ne
left
yapıyorsun amına
forward.
koyayım?
Pith went into his death.
Bu map'i biz seçtik Erdal abi. Bu map bizim map'imiz, onların map'i Askent.
Second kill. Trying to find his way in.
Hey, double digits for BBL. This is definitely doable. Those 2 rounds in a row restore a lot of faith. We're going to see the full buy for G2, but it's not about the weapons
Aldık mıydı bu
anymore.
eli?
It's
Yarı
not
kolay
about the
kanka.
ultimates that they've got, because at that they're at a disadvantage. It's all
Böyle
comes down
aldık mı
to
ekolar ya.
are they able to win
Direkt
this
yere
round?
ekolar, light çekerler
And
dediğin gibi.
even then, there will be enough money for
Böyle
BBL to
alırsak
get by.
12'yi
Because
vermemek için
Jet can just use her
force buy
ultimate.
gelecek.
That's the
O
benefit
elde
for
aldık mı
CNED.
bitti maç.
He doesn't actually need a
Olabilir.
weapon in the
Hadi,
next
let's go.
round.
Yok ya, light çekerler her türlü.
This is
force buy
quite
gelmez
a
de.
difficult 12-10 for G2
Light
if they
armor
are to
falan
make it there.
çekerler.
Hiç belli olmuyor
öyle
da bu oyunda
bayağı.
adam. Çekiyor light'ı 2 tane atıyor gelip.
The spot's going to be found for now.
Çok güzel şok dart lan. Aa yemedi.
Lego trying to get the shot darks off, but it's not going to work just yet. Aslan's put
Aslan,
himself in
vurdun
a
oğlum
good
ona.
spot at least to find this push coming through, but Panatek, he lands the headshot. Great timing coming in there.
Vuruşa bak.
The ult goes through. Kiro's trying to avoid
Ah
it. He's able to
be.
get away.
Kiro'yu
Straight
da
away
alsam.
done. Piv going to go find their
4-2 lan.
positions. He's going to understand exactly
Ama
how
revival
close they
var
might be. G2 know they want to get this down.
Kaldırmayacak bence.
They've only lost their Omen so far. Spike's going to be planted. And we saw the ult orb was straight away picked up
You
there
will
after
not kill my ally.
Artist has used his on
Kaldırdı
himself. So
valla.
he's going to try and regain that as much as possible. He's picking up plenty of kills throughout the game.
Koruyacağız mı? Aynen.
Koruyacağız ya.
Well, with the time taken away, I don't think there's any chance you're really going to be going in for this, James, are you? So,
It makes sense. I'm down with this decision making.
yeah, it has to be the save. BBL, 11-10 down.
BBL.
We mentioned they've got the ability to buy up in the next. And I think had this been even a 2v4, they probably would have went for it just because of how the economy's sitting. If they've got someone actively looking at that, which I'd imagine one of the 3 boys left is doing. And so for BBL, it's a shame that they couldn't fight anything on the entry, but that's realistically what happens, right? If you allow a team to walk in, triple dominate those aim duels, get a spike plant, you don't deserve a
Dört
chance
ulti
back
yıldan
into that
ulti
most of
yok.
the time, like you've already messed it up. And so this is really it at this point because they're investing so much. I'm curious to see if CNED continues using the operator in this round or if it's going to be the ultimate and indeed obviously continuing to use it. They're going to invest fully into it. He can still use the ult as well as a backup, but I'd imagine again best to save it for the next round when one of your players isn't going to be able to buy, so at least then you can be selfless. Be a good teammate.
Already the spam at the doors non-stop here from G2. Want to see if they can tag anyone up or at least keep
Midden
them at
pushlamadı mı
bay.
ya Cino? Pushlayıp vurmadı mı ya? Bir tane kill almadı mı?
Bu arada
Just hoping that
Hızlıca.
maybe someone from BBL might
Çünkü midi
overextend
çok
here.
boş bırakıyorlar. Hiç pushlamadık midden
He's
mesela.
super cautious. Piff just ensuring no one snuck through that window. Pretty split up right now from the side of G2 though.
İçer misin?
Evet. Şu an
Bit closer.
Focus.
Arada oyun
Towards
tıkandığında
B,
Cined'i
now
salmak
Piff is
lazım kanka
scouting
bir
out
yerlerden.
towards A.
İşte onu diyorum ben de. Mesela midden hiç
Onu
pushlamadık ya
yapmamız
kanka.
lazım.
In BBL.
Salsak Cined'i.
They've not been able to capitalize on just hitting one spot and finding out the secret to success yet.
Böyle hep kritik roundlarda Cino farkını koyuyor işte. Oynatmak lazım Cino'yu.
aa dediğin oldu lan.
Well, that's why
Ne
you see
oldu?
so much versatility, right? They're just swapping it up again and again.
Evet.
Avrupa
Avrupa
Birliği
Birliği
bayrağı
yaptılar
oldu.
bayrağı.
Moving in for just a straight up A hit, and
En
this is the right
mantıklısı.
call. You've only got one agent here. No, sorry, you've got the two.
İkiyiz lan A'da.
Buradan Bahadır Güven'e afiyet olsun
Like
efendim.
missing the shots. Dash in by
Hadi
Jet,
oğlum.
but they don't know about
Helal
Aslan.
Aslan,
It was
helal
good to get
olsun.
one, a second on
Güzel,
the
iki
spray,
kill,
but
çok
took a little
güzel.
too long
İki ve
to
üç.
take
Üç
down
ve üç.
Mixwell. And so the trade was there from David P. The ult pop by CNED, but before he can even throw a knife,
Nice lan,
he's
Rus.
taken
Nice,
down.
Rus.
The trade's
Ultisi var,
back by
Rus'un
Rus.
ultisi var.
This keeps them alive. It keeps them in a position where they can get it done. Surely
Oraya
not going to
Rus'un
expect
ultisi
David P to
lazım.
already be up on top of the wall.
Alttan git, alttan git.
Or
Kero
be there
yardım
in
et oğlum.
general.
Kaldır
When he
oynayın,
falls
kaldırın
back after
oynayın.
being spotted. And this is just delaying, just running that clock down from G2.
Aa,
They've
kaldırabilir,
got the
buz
time
var.
to play with.
Yo
The
bu
res is possible. Russ is going to go for it, bait
Oyna,
them out
oyna,
into the
oyna,
open,
oyna,
looking
oyna,
for the
oyna.
fight. They don't
Çok güzel.
bite on us.
Ultisi de
Smart,
açık.
real smart, and straight away
Nice!
Sinner goes back
Nice
down.
Kero.
Hadi oğlum.
It's all on Patatek.
Kapat!
He's right on the edge of it.
Yapma, yapma.
Huge! Second kill comes in. He saves the
Kapatamadı,
day for his team.
kapatamadı.
That is a round that should have never been Patatek.
Oğlum.
Absolute boss mode decision. BBL had it in their grasp, used the revive.
Abi bu nasıl
Just
şanssızlık
didn't
ya?
pay off.
Bu nasıl
bassaydı lan.
This is
Bir saniye
disgusting. So
önce
first of all, Jet's ult again.
Düzgün
Just can't
kapatayım
block
diye
it.
herhalde şey yaptı
Don't
ya.
like the
Göremedim.
timing
Evet.
for Patatek
Emin
going
olmak
forward.
istemedi.
They try to wall him off, just a little too
4-7
shallow.
artık uzaktan
A
basamıyorum
free
kanka
kill.
bizi ya.
Oh my, and it looks like Russ was confused
Ah
as to where he
be.
could be because he was going in to
Göreyim
defuse.
diye.
Var paramız var ya. Biz
I think
Well,
what Russ
Let's go.
thought was that obviously if he
Yine
got the
bayız.
first kill because the spike's down, He'll just
Hadi
back
oğlum,
away,
buradan,
not
hadi.
stay there.
Yeah.
But he just sat there. He was willing to wait. Come into my playground, he said.
Yavaş amına koyayım yavaş.
That's ridiculous. Honestly ridiculous. And G2 now in a spot where at 12-10,
Block the sight.
losing this map is unlikely. We talked about their win percentage when it comes to attacking rounds. 90% when they start here out of 5 games. That wall again, a little bit too late. Already in there, Mixwell's ready to take a fight. It looks like they might be aware of that due to the spams, but it doesn't matter. Patatek and David P opening up these fights, leaving CNED on 1 health. And with time running down, still 50 on the clock. There's no pressure for G2. There's no issues whatsoever.
Oh.
Mix